They started in 1948 when a man named Charles Lazarus opened Children's Bargain Town, where he sold baby furniture. That's how it started
Okay.
off. That's what the company's like original source of income was, selling baby furniture. But then they pivoted to toys, and by 57 they rebranded to Toys R Us, and the big box toy store model becomes a thing because of them. And throughout the 70s and 80s, there's this rapid expansion, not just national growth, but like international growth. They're all over the world. And their dominance is fueled by like the high birth rates at the time, because the baby boom, and then of course like the Gen X
Oh,
afterwards,
yeah.
like
Yep.
all those kids are growing up, and their iconic advertising where like everyone wants to be a Toys R Us kid, and
Oh,
of course
yeah.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
So, quick thing on the, whole Toys R Us, like, that is a store I'm glad you, because that was on my list too of, like, stores that I wanted to bring up, and I'm glad that you did because I remember there was only 2 times that I ever went into that store ever,
Really?
and yeah, it and I because I remember it just it I don't know, it was never on like, again, it was Toys R Us, and it was geared towards kids, and I think just my parents didn't wanna deal with it at the time, I don't know, but it was such an iconic store, and I always remember, like, this on the way home from, going to school or to my house, whatever, we would always drive by or the bus would always go by this Toys R Us, and I always wanted to go into it, and that was the one time, I remember I think I got a gift card for my birthday, and I got to finally go into that store, and it was so amazing, and just the it was just I think it was just a different experience as a kid because this was, like, the first store that was, like there was no adult stuff. It was all stuff for kids, and it was just like, whatever you wanted as a kid, it was in that store. Because I remember always seeing commercials on TV, on cartoons of these cool toys, and it was always sold at Toys R Us. So I'm glad that you brought it up because that one again hits home for me as a kid.
Hmm. Yeah, me too. Before I get back into it, I spent, like, I remember like there were multiple Saturdays and either my parents or my uncle would like just take us there, and like we didn't even care about like getting something. Like that was cool if we got something, but it was just cool just being there, like window shopping, which I think is like a lost art nowadays because people usually just buy stuff online. But just
Yep.
like going there and seeing the display, seeing all the video games out everywhere, the rows of Legos and different action figures that I always wanted, and those giant balls that they'd have in like that cage, and
Oh,
that one
yeah.
kid that would try to like knock one out and then they'd all go out. The bikes, the hula hoops, everything. Yeah.